it's Tiffany here with Years of Years, and Brad too, and it's this day in Disney for November 16th.
Very nice.
Right, and starting off, we were talking about back in 1922, actor Royal Dano, the voice of Abraham Lincoln for Disney's Hall of Presidents and Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln Attractions, is born in New York City.
How awesome.
Yeah, it is really awesome actually, because he was actually tall, dark, lanky, and gaunt looking, with squinty but piercing eyes.
Sounds
and
like
high
someone.
cheekbones. So
Sounds just like our Mr. Lincoln.
yeah, and he had a smoky, hollow sounding voice.
How interesting.
Right. So Walt Disney actually personally picked Royal Dano to voice Lincoln.
How amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I mean, I have a great love for this attraction and for the
Yeah.
Hall of Presidents, of course.
Right.
My grandfather was like a huge, huge fan of Abraham Lincoln, so much so that he was the president of the Abraham Lincoln Foundation in Ohio, and taught me like a great love for the presidency. So love the Hall of Presidents and Abraham Lincoln most of all. I mean, we grew up as kids in the land of Lincoln.
That's right.
In Illinois.
Yep.
So
yeah, I always had a great fondness for Abraham Lincoln growing up, and I did lots of reports on him in school.
I grew up in Batavia, Illinois.
Right.
Where he took his law exam to receive his law license, which at the time was not a written test or anything like that. Right. It was a
really cool.
verbal exam. So they walked the grounds where I delivered the newspaper, and he had a question and answer in order to get his license. And
what do you think about that though? Like, as far as like,
it's amazing.
Taking a test, would it be harder to do like a written test? I mean, now it's all like maybe computer tests for lots of people, but
it'd be interesting.
It would just have a conversation, answer questions with someone to pass.
Yeah, and as well in Batavia, right down the street, was the sanitarium where Mary Todd Lincoln spent like the last 23 years of her life after the assassination. So Lincoln, I kind of like grew up with the ghost of Lincoln in my life. Yeah,
for sure. So Lincoln's a big part of our lives. We love him, learning about his history and stuff like that. And it was he was super important to Walt Disney. And so Walt picking Royal Dano to do this role, he must have had a lot, really thought, this is the right guy.
Oh yeah.
And he actually did play Lincoln before, voicing him in Mr. Lincoln in a 1952 5-part TV episode on the educational series Omnibus.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah, so
some exposure there.
Right.
Perhaps
some practice.
Perhaps Walt's choice was informed.
Of course, yeah. So he also appeared in Disney's 1983 live action Something Wicked This Way Comes as Tom Fury.
The scariest Disney movie.
I've never seen it.
So is he the circus master?
I think so.
Amazing.
Yeah. So he was also in Spaced Invaders. He is the father to Rick Dano, and the grandfather to Disney Channel's Hutch Dano, who plays on some of those shows. He was also in Twin Peaks as Judge Clinton Sternwood.
Oh my goodness. The show that changed everything forever. I mean, totally changed television. Absolutely. Never be the same.
Yeah, it was. It really did something for television, for sure. But he was in lots of like movies and shows. He's a huge filmography, TV and filmography. He was in Gunsmoke. He was in Moby Dick. He was in so much.
It's amazing.
He was also, I was looking it up as well, like some things that we would know better. And what it...
Yeah, but he was an actor of the time.
He was in Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
How wonderful.
He was very, he had that look that
very
could,
castable.
Right, could play like a villain.
A presence that was to be reckoned with.
So it's really interesting. Back in his earlier career, he was in a film called The Red Badge of Courage.
Okay, of course.
Right? And he played this particular role, and he played a man who died. Like, he had a death scene.
Okay.
And when they did like showings of this to an audience before they actually, premiered it, it was so realistic that people got up and left.
Whoa.
And I think what they actually said is, I've never seen so many people get up and leave the theater. They liked no part of it.
Interesting.
The death scene was lent a human touch by Dano. So it was so well done, but this is a period of time it was 1951, right after the war. So, people just didn't want to see that.
Okay.
It was too much.
You think it was the war again?
Yeah.
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah. So the sad thing is maybe like in today's standards, this would have been an award-winning role that he played in this being able to do. It was so realistic and so well done. The sad thing is it is lost. They have no, because they cut it and then
Oh yes, they used to just throw things away.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sad to imagine. One of probably the best things, not the best, but maybe one of the best things he did was the particular scene in The Red Badge of Courage. But that's how it goes sometimes. But we love Mr. Lincoln, and we love Lincoln.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and or the voice and the president and all of it. So that's it for this day in Disney. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll